another day. Welcome to the channel, The Buried Life, where today we're gonna how to paint the 3D printed Warhammer dagger that we can end up seeing right there. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Yes, I think that is nice. So we're gonna continue on doing that and get our paint on. With that, some admin notes. We're gonna be doing some more stuff. We're going to be doing some upgrades within the studio. Back there that you can see where the paint place is at. What we're going to end up doing is we're getting pegboard display, which is going to be back there. So that way I can have a little bit more real estate, and I'll be able to make some shelves and things like that for the pegboard, which is going to be pretty good, I think. And with that, I'm probably going to be checking out and using some paint rack things that I made for, if I can bring this up, let's see, can we do this? I think we can do this. So here is my Creality Cloud, and basically it's for those who have Creality products, Creality Cloud, and you can make models. And on this page, The Buried Life, as you can see there, we got different models, did some test stuff, a painting handle, paint racks and stuff like this. And then I did like this little paint rack here. Do I have some other ones? I've got some larger, boxy looking shelving, but with that one there, oh, seriously, really? Just get back to my page. So this paint rack here is for 17 milliliter paints, and those line up with the IKEA Scatus pegboard, which is a little bit different. The holes line up, but it's not like officially Scatus. It's just that the holes line up, and so then you can screw them out. But I think what I'm going to end up doing with this pegboard is to remodel this and make it so it has the little hooks and everything so that I can use them with the pegboard. And we'll be able to figure that out once we get the pegboard in. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And then let's see, what other stuff are we upgrading? I think that's about it. I think that's it for the upgrade right now. So with that, let's just go ahead and we'll jump over to our paint station and we'll get to painting. So let's check that out. So there it is. And we'll get set up here a little bit. So we'll get our tablet set. And we will get rid of that. And there we go. Okay. So yeah, I got the tablet going and everything, and I think we should be good. So now, here we got our little lights going and everything. I think we're good. So this is what we've got so far, and this thing has turned out pretty good. So what we're going to do, we don't have much to do. The good thing is we have some of these stars or little decorations on both sides, and then we have the skull, and we probably need to do a little bit touch up on the black. And then once we get this all done, then what we'll end up doing is we'll put a lacquer on it. So we'll probably do like a matte lacquer. We'll do a little bit of distressing. So yeah, we'll check that out and have some fun and take it from there. So let's see if we can get some stuff going. And let's see. I think what we'll end up doing is we'll do silver on some of those parts there. It just ended up getting that wet and I didn't want to. The joys of live streaming. So I'm thinking about doing silver on those. This silver is super, super bright, but it's kind of a metallic silver, so I think that'll work. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't, then we could just paint over it with something else. So no big deal. So we'll just put a little bit of this silver on there. And we'll give this a shot and see what it looks like. Just kind of mix in just a little bit of water. But yeah, this is the Arteco paints are pretty good. I like them. And the thing that I like about it is that they are not as expensive as the Army War Painter and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if we can't just do a quick job of this. Like I said, this is kind of a bright color. And I don't know if I will like that or not. Maybe I should have just done this in gold. But we'll see. Doesn't really give much of a contrasty color. I don't know about that. If you can check that out there, it's not really a... It's almost the same color as the primer, almost. You know what? I don't think I like it. So I think what I'll do is I'll wipe that off. Ferrithus, some more dagger refining, yes. We were gonna do silver, and the silver wasn't coming off really good. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that with a gold. And I think we'll be good there. Yeah, silver wasn't doing it. So I think the gold will be good. So getting close to finishing this thing up, which will be nice. And then I want to do a little bit of water on there. I think that'll be good. And ooh, so I printed out some more of these paintings. So smaller ones. Paint knife or palette knife or whatever you want to call it. Kind of like a trowel. You can also use this for some like ground effect, texture stuff. So that mixes it in pretty good. That's a little flexible too. I 3D printed those. So let's do some gold. We'll do the bottom one here. So once we get this thing all done, like I said, I don't know. Maybe I should have not used as so much water because it's a little thin. You know what? Let's just do... Let's try it without the thinning out. Just not doing good on this. Let's try this again. We got George's here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It is good. I got to remember with this gold, do not add water. Do not add water to the Arteco gold paint. Might have to do a couple coats on this, but that's okay. kind of warming up here in Korea. It was pretty warm yesterday. It was in the 40s. So that was nice. Yeah, that's still a little damp. George says he's gonna have to lurk because he's making dumplings. Oh, chicken and dumplings? Man, that sounds good. Yes, you have permission. Go and do your dumplings. That is the priority. Those of you who don't know, George is our resident chef. So he's like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta check this and that and all this food. He makes everybody hungry. So. Yeah, we're gonna need a couple coats on that to get that going, but that's okay. Nice and cold weather food. Yes, chicken and dumplings. That's too. Yeah, just chicken and rice for me tonight. I got some donuts for dessert. I have some donuts. So after I paint this, I'll probably have a donut. We'll kind of get our donut going on. Always good to have a little bit of a little special snack treat every once in a while. That is always good. Later today, we got to go to the hospital. You got to get some tests done. Nothing serious, just the routine physical stuff. So I got to go back up to Seoul later this afternoon after lunch. So, and the weather should be good. George says, I'm baking Heath pieces and chocolate chip cookies too. Oh, now. Finally through all the diseases and work travel, so he's back to the gym and have to ramp up the calories again. Yeah, I'm still my shoulder's still tweaked a little bit. So I think I went to the gym yesterday and I took it easy, but I can still feel the little shoulder twinge a little bit. So I've kind of resigned myself to, we're going to do lighter weights and just concentrate on like contraction, muscle contraction. So yeah, this gold is going to need a couple of coats. That's okay. So that should be pretty good. Oh, we got the ones on the handle too. I was all excited. I was like, yay, closer to being done. But no. Saw some news that Henry Cavill is doing the Highlander, and they had some pictures of him on set and stuff. That looks pretty good. The Highlander movie was a series movie. I don't know about the TV series. It was kind of like, eh. But the original Highlander with the Kurgan and the whole 9 yards, that was just soundtrack by Queen. That was really good. But he is redoing the Highlander. And with all the swordsmanship and the stuff that he did on The Witcher, it'll be really good to see him get back into a sword wielding mode. So, looking forward to that. Swedish Forge, how are you, sir? Here's to my prince going at full speed. Yeah. Cavill would be a good Omni-Man as well. Yeah. He's pretty good. It reminds me, I want to go back and rewatch that Mission Impossible. And he was in that Mission Impossible one. That was pretty good. So looking forward to Highlander, looking forward to Warhammer. Social media is a buzz with him, and that he spent like, I don't know how true it is, but he spent like 8 hours after all the writers went home. He did like an all-nighter redoing the script and keeping everything in accordance with the Warhammer lore, which is like, that's cool. So he wants to make it a fair representation and loyal to the source material, which is, that's all you got to do, you know. You know, in The Witcher, he could have, that's all they had to do is stay with the source material and be true to that, but no. And then I saw an episode of the new Star Trek. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even make it through the first episode. It was so disgusting. It was like, that's not Star Trek. Klingons that aren't warriors, you know, the whole, like the Me Too movement, feminism to the nth degree, and yeah, it was just like a retard version of Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry is probably like rolling over in his grave. What did they do to my baby? That'd be insane. I just thought, I wonder if I could get better coverage with some army painter paints. Bet you I could. So maybe we'll do that. We'll let that dry in the second coat. Maybe I'll go back and do like greedy gold. I could do that, or I could do like retributor armor. That would be a good idea. I'd do that as well. And once again, touching painted surfaces. So, well, a big part of his fan base is Warhammer and Witcher nerds, so he better do it right. That's absolutely true. Swedish says, my two K1 Max have been running since 6 a.m. with a big print of Leia Organa from Star Wars. Oh, cool. Nice. I want to end up doing, like I said, like a Warhammer figure for that hobby shop place. And I think for the skeleton, we'll do Army Painter Skeleton Bone. Gonna mix that up with our little vortex thing. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think when I get a second printer, 3D printer, we'll do more and more prints. Obviously, I forgot. Yeah, I just need to do those with. I gotta try that different color gold. I think I'll get better coverage than what I do with this. Now we have, I'll do our skeleton bone. We should bring on the bone. Bone it out. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. I think with a little bit of wash on there, that'll be really good. I kind of wish, now that I'm looking at this, I wish they the skull wasn't as perfect. Wish it had more cracks and creases and realistic stuff going on with it. The eye sockets. It's just amazing what you can do with amazing on what you can do with 3D printing. I mean, when you think about the advancements that we've come to in just such a short amount of time. I mean, 50, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, we didn't even have hot showers. I mean, it's just amazing on, how's that turn out? Yeah, that's gonna be nice. So nice. And I'm touching the painted areas again. Imagine that. But to think on how you had to make something, how labor intensive it was, and that you needed multiple people. And then now it's like you can buy a 3D printer, you could buy a CNC machine and run it at home and do your own parts and make your own products and sell them. That's amazing. Just utterly amazing. I think we're going to need a little bit more. Just a tad more. It will be good. And with a wash on here, I think this will really make this thing pop. Add some depth. It's my favorite word, depth. Add depth and contrast. And boom, there we go. So I think we're doing pretty good on this. Pretty good. We got some brown and some other stuff that we need to fix. A little touch up on the gold. There's a little bit more. Get that underside on that one? No, I didn't. I need a little bit more. Get some good coverage on that. Get that underneath. It's just an odd angle. Oh, there's a big part I missed. Oh, there's some more. I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. There's some in that eye socket. Kind of blot that on there. And I think we can call that good. Yeah, making progress on it. Getting there, doing good. This gold, I don't know. We get some brown that we need to do some touch up. So let's just hit that real quick. just a little bit. And I'm not really going for perfection. But I do want to get, if I got any mistakes, I want to be able to just kind of get those where I kind of overspilled. Just kind of clear that up. And I miss some areas of the brown. This will turn out pretty good. I think we're good on that. Got any other areas where I screwed up the brown? Actually, the bronze on the brown, that really just stands out where I overshot some areas. That's okay, not too bad. Again, we're not going to go crazy on it. Yeah, that's all right. Boy, that bronze just really, that is really bright on that brown. I think Highlander, excuse me, I think that Highlander movie is supposed to come out in 2027, if I remember correctly. So definitely look forward to that. Okay, I think we're doing okay. Fix up a little bit of this handle. Then it kind of looks good. I mean, it kind of seems like it's got some worn edges on it. Except for right there. But today being Thursday, we're going to get back late. But depending on what goes on, I might go to that game store. Maybe do some more painting and just kind of hang out. So I think we're doing good here. It's turning out well. For the most part, I might try a little bit of gold. Different gold on these things here. And with that, Greedy Gold from Army Painter. Let's give that a shot. I've been kind of, how should we say this, more and more tempted to, because I spend more time at the Warhammer, that game store, and then seeing people painting armies and strike teams and all that stuff, infantry and different types of Warhammer figures. It makes me want to buy a team or army. I don't know. That would be a big thing. So I'm thinking about maybe doing that too. As if I didn't have enough time on my plate already. Let's see. As I stick my hand in the glue or in the paint. Don't do that. And we'll try some of this Greedy Gold and see how that turns out. Yeah, that's a lot better. Way better, and it gives a little bit of a different color. Let's get better coverage too. Yeah. Not going to get too crazy. If they play bigger games there, you could probably help with painting a few of the pieces. Stuff looks really good. You know, thank you for that. But there's some guys there that do some serious ass painting. It was like, I was like, wow. Yeah, you got people who've been doing it for 10, 15 years or whatever. So they got some. But the good thing is, yeah, I've had, I showed some of my stuff that I painted, and people are like, hey, that's pretty good. And then people tell me that I could, do commission work and stuff like that. But like I said, I don't know. That would be, and since I have such kind of like I do one thing and then something else catches my attention. That's kind of the thing I battle is getting lost in the sauce and getting caught up in other stuff. And I'm a pretty linear type of guy. So trying to have like multiple projects and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to do a bunch of different projects. So Maybe I just need to just work on that. Yeah, this greedy gold is working a lot better. It's better coverage. I like the color better. Ferrith says, I got it. You're a squirrel, same here. 10 projects going at the same time. Hey, that's pretty good. That's what we keep telling you. I appreciate that. I don't know. Maybe it's I just like to see if I can do something, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, well, I can do that, and then move on to something else. So I don't know, because I thought about it. It's like I see people painting armies and stuff like that, and then it's like I kind of dig doing like the thing and learning how to do something, and then painting technique or whatever, and then it's like, oh, okay, I can do that, and then move on to something else. Whereas the repeatability of doing the same thing over and over and over, that seems boring and monotonous. But I don't know. I guess if you automated it and got it going to where it was, an assembly line process where you could get everything, fine-tuned, and which is probably what I would have to do. Say, okay, on this day we're going to do base coating and just do nothing but base coating, and then get all those done and let them dry. Then I could do like other stuff and then come back and be like, okay, well, now that that's done, I'll do the armor, and then highlights and weapons and capes and whatever. So I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. But that might change, though. We'll see. No, you do one-offs for them. Some figure you think is cool. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could do one-offs. Like specialty characters or whatever. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to do some gold on here. Actually, so that's an idea, yeah. Maybe I'll do those in silver. So if I do it in gold, it probably won't be that drastic of a change. Clean up some of those. Wait, should I clean it up with a little bit of... I could go back and do silver on those and silver on these rivets. So I think that's what I'll do. But that silver is like super, super... Maybe be better to do it with that pearl black, which is like what we did on the blade color. I think that would be better. So let us do that. Yeah, I think it'll work. Yeah, I think it'll work. That will be nice. Yeah, that'll be good. Gotta be careful not to touch the stuff I just painted, which I just did. Oh yeah, that'll look good. This will look really good by the time we finish it up. Get everything all painted and get it sealed in with a varnish, and it'll be a good little project. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Breathe. You're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Alrighty. I think we're getting it there, folks. We are getting it there. I can try to clean up that a little bit. So I do have some little areas I've screwed up. Alrighty. I think we are all right on this. Some areas of the blade I could just touch up a little bit. Trying to get some of these edges where I scratched off some of the paint. Oh, there's a lot there. Maybe that's something I should do as well. After I get like a big section done, I could go through like the blade and the big major colors. And then what I could end up doing is going through, and after I do that, then I could seal it with varnish. So that way I don't have to worry about without messing up the paint job. I'm handling it and everything. That would probably be worth doing. Trying to do these brush strokes so it's kind of like what you would see on a blade. So it's kind of like ground down in the direction. Kind of like that. So like when you sharpen a blade, you can see how it's kind of ground. I mean, it's probably not going to make much of a difference, but just to get it. Get it look a little bit more. I don't know, realistic maybe? Or maybe I'm just, is this really going to make that much of a difference? Or am I just much ado about nothing and then just kind of using up the leftover paint I have because I don't want to waste it? Maybe that's it. Alrighty. I think we're doing pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Now, let's see if we can do some wash on this skull. We'll see how that goes. And so we're going to do it. We're going to do a dark wash. Well, we'll do medium. Strong tone. We'll see how this turns out. Dun, 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 dun. Gonna load that up. This will be interesting. And then we could always just kind of go back with a stronger one for the eyes. I don't know. I was put this on a little early. Maybe I should let this dry a little bit. Maybe we could just pat that on there. Yeah, that works. We'll come back and we'll go back over that with a real dark wash after this all dries. And that's pretty good. It's got some detail. Let's see. That's a little tacky. That'll look good. See that there? I don't want to touch the blade because I just painted it. I'll just do a little bit more. Yeah, we'll have to come back and clean that up a little bit. Alrighty. I think we are pretty much done. I guess there's a little bit of black that we could do on the pommel, or whatever the hell that piece is called, with some black. And we could clean that up. And then I think we could call this good. Ferret says, all right, Steve, time for dinner here. Enjoy painting and finishing those touch-ups. Dagger looks great. Thank you. Enjoy your dinner, and thanks for stopping by. It looks incredible. Well, thank you. It's turned out pretty good. Just need to, ooh, there's a lot of places I think we're good with the black for the most part. Maybe a little touch up on the silver. This back end here and that bottom piece, because there's some areas there that are jacked up. I think for the most part, I think we're almost done. Besides the varnish. We're getting close to calling this done. Done-ity done. So, with that, I think we'll go ahead and let this dry, and I think this will be good enough for government work, at least for what we're going to do. And yeah, I got to get some food. 9:25 and I hadn't had breakfast. So, you all know the deal. If you'd smash that like button, I would really appreciate that. And then we'll see how that goes. And another little recap. We're going to do some more models, obviously. And I started painting some other stuff. Like when I went to that game store, they had a little paint time, and I want to show you this little guy here. So if this will focus. There we go. This is so you can see how that guy's coming along. And that should look, trying to get all those letters in gold, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think it's going to turn out good. So we're going to do some more characters like that. I've got this is a totally different character, so I probably won't do him like that. This is just pulling stuff off of my pile of shame. I don't even know what this is. Some kind of, I don't think it's Warhammer, but it'll look cool. But for the other Warhammer guy that I'm going to do in purple is going to be this guy here. And I think that'll turn out really sharp with that purple. So, yeah. This will be a good one to do. And I found these guys on like Colts 3D page, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this will be a good one to do too. So those two guys will be done in purple. And then I've got another one-off type of guy that we got here. I don't know if I'll do him or not. But I'll definitely do these guys. So that looks really good. So that's probably the ones I'll end up doing painting today if I go to that thing tonight. So there it is. I think we got as good as we're going to get on our dagger, which I think that's do some minor touch-ups on the very bottom, and I think we'll be done with that. And then we'll varnish that guy up and we should be good to go. So, alrighty, back to the table. Back to the desk. The studio. That's what we're in the studio. So, let's see some other stuff that we got going on. We're going to be doing a Tyrannid. And I've done one Tyrannid, but like I said, here is the other guy that we're going to end up doing. Made him a lot bigger. So we're going to do that. And I'm thinking about doing kind of like a green, maybe a greenish. I had a couple of pictures of some stuff that I was thinking about doing. So kind of like, maybe like that green. Do like a green body, and then with the black armor, and then that picture just looked pretty good. And then with him standing on a volcanic base with some red and glowing lava and stuff like that, kind of that OSL, I think that would look pretty cool. And what was the other one I did? Or not that I did, that I want to do, that is, or maybe this guy here, because that looks pretty good too. I like that. That's a good one there. So I'm thinking about maybe doing something like that with a volcanic base. Let me kind of square this up, crop this down. So like that guy there, or the guy that we just saw, which was this one here. We'll just crop this up a little bit. So I'm not sure which color I want to do, but I definitely want to do both of these guys on a volcanic base for the big guy here. I really kind of like the black armor. I like how you can get the armor and you can do edge highlighting with some grays and maybe some whites to really get that. But this one here with the green, that looks really good too. So, and then with the kind of the off-color white as the body color, and then with him standing on a volcanic rock with some lava and stuff, that might look good. So I'm not sure. It's going to be like one of these two, because you could do the edge highlighting and stuff like that with both of these. I think they both look fantastic. So you're either going to do edge highlighting and with grays and whites, like the little guy here, or if you do this guy here, you're going to do black, but you could do the green with like a tesseract type green, and then different layers of that green. That looks pretty wild. So the little tiny brushwork. That's a lot of tiny brushwork. So I'm not sure. It's going to be something like that. One of those two. We'll see how it goes. And then with the where is my base? The volcanic base that I'm going to end up doing. I can find that. Where is that? Basey. Here it is. So later today, I'm going to be painting this base up as well. And so we did like ground texture and stuff like that. And then I varnished it all in. So now it's going to be ready for some black primer and black paint. We'll spray paint it. And then we'll go through. And then once I do that, with this one, obviously we'll get into this. We'll do the base and black dry brush with maybe some blue, maybe some gray, lighter gray and stuff like that, so we can maybe some edge highlighting. I don't know. We'll see. Dry brushing. We'll see how that goes with this base. Then of course do all the big volcanic stuff, and then we'll go through and then we'll paint this dude up in one of those two color schemes, where he's going to have like a lighter body with black armor, or the black armor with kind of the pale body with the green highlights and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think this is going to be pretty good. Looks like frosting on a cake, doesn't it? Looks like I raided the kitchen of graham crackers and frosting and threw it on there. So yes, I'm hungry. Okay, so that's what we got going on. Somebody says, hey, cool t-shirt. Looks really incredible. Swedish says 40 more minutes and then you can sleep. Cool t-shirt. I like it. I need to find bigger shirts. That's the problem. It's hard to find shirts in my size, so as some of you know or can relate to. But I'd like to get some more Marvel shirts. And again, Spider-Man was one of my childhood characters, along with the Hulk and stuff like that. So yeah, I really like this shirt. It's kind of cool. So looking to try to find some more of those. Maybe I've been seeing advertisements on social media for like Warhammer t-shirts. So we'll see how that goes. But so far, none of them will ship to Korea. So I'm sad, kind of sad on that. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, just to remind you, I'm Steve, the retired hobby tech guy, American expat living here in Korea, doing 3D printed hobby and painting stuff. That keeps me busy along with going to the gym. Loving the Korean food, loving the early retired life. Again, it's awesome doing some traveling. In the future, we're going to go to the Philippines. We're going to go to Hawaii. Philippines, we're going there for 2 weeks. Hawaii, we're going to go there, I think, 10 days or something, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 12 days, 10 days, something like that. I forget. So we're going to do that. And then we're also going to be buying another apartment as a rental property here in Korea. So we're keep our fingers crossed for that we can get a good deal, and then that will fund some of the hobby projects that we got going on. Having an appreciating, cash flowing asset to fund your hobbies. Yes, that's and save money. We'll save money first, but then we'll also fund my hobby stuff. So that's what we got going on. Sweetie says, what's the weather like in Korea right now? It's warmed up. Today is going to be warm. Tomorrow is going to be back cold. So today's high is going to be 51 degrees, which is pretty nice. But immediately tomorrow, Friday, the high is going to be 27. So you can kind of see what we got going on for weather and everything. Yeah, kind of nice. Then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll get cold, and then we'll get into the 40s and 50s again. And we did hit the first day of spring here in Korea. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Little ebbs and flows of temperature. And as soon as you know it, it's going to be the hot and humid, disgusting weather that nobody likes here in Korea. That it's so hot and humid that you don't even want to touch anybody. You know, people look at you and it's like, stop looking at me. It's so hot and humid. That's the type of hot and humid it is. So I'll be relegated to indoor activities a lot in shorts and tank top, like all summer. Alrighty. So with that, we're just going to finish up here. What else? Overlays. Oh, there's something I want to do. Oh, there it is. Turned something off and I wasn't supposed to. Now it's back on. So that's what we got going on. Again, I would appreciate it if you would hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out a lot. Again, it's just something I do as being retired. I figured I'd do this, and it keeps me interacting with people who are cool, good, decent people like yourselves, and that helps me be a good, decent person. And I still maintain some type of socialization, which is good. And I enjoy that, and I appreciate it. So that's another reason why I do the streaming stuff. So, Sweetie says, have a nice day. Yeah, we'll see you later. Have a good one. And if anybody wants to contact me, you can do so. This is the obligatory outro page. There is my email address, officialthemarriedlife@gmail.com. To say hi, show me what you're doing, questions, concerns, if you've got tips, tricks, playlists, videos, things to make me better at what I'm doing, or just to be a better person in general, go ahead and shoot me an email. Some people have bought me coffee, link, yeah, it's down below, whatever. But like I said, the very best thing that you can do for me, please, is like and subscribe to the channel. That would be the very best thing that you could do. So with that, for all the people that are watching, thank you. If you just tuned in and this is your first time, lurking into the background and seeing what's going on, be sure to subscribe and to catch up on other live streams and videos. We're going to be doing a product review of an ultrasonic cutter. That'll be my first. And looks pretty interesting. Looks pretty interesting. And hopefully I can get some product deals. We can do some reviews. If not, I'll just have to buy products and review them myself and use them myself. That's kind of, how I roll. But either way, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and have fun. And that's what I want you to do. Life is too short. Have fun. Do something. Whatever it is that you enjoy, Do it. Don't put it off. I waited so long. I'm going to be 60 years old this year, and there was decades that I put off of not doing fun things. And now that I'm doing fun things that I found that I enjoy, I have some regret that I didn't do these things earlier. So if you think, oh, I have a job, I have family, I have all this, I don't have time, I'm doing adult stuff. Don't do that. I did that, and it was a bunch of waste of time. You got to prioritize your life, absolutely. Family, work, bills, all that stuff. I get it, but you got to set time aside for yourself, and especially if you're a man, you need to take care of you because no one else is going to do it for you. So you need to take some time to do some stuff, and if that means you lock yourself in a room and say, hey, I'm going to paint miniatures, or I'm going to go play some games or something like that, don't let it overshadow everything in your life, but take some time for you. And if you're a woman as well, you need to take time for yourself, whether it's physically, emotionally, hobby-wise, going to the gym, whatever it is, spiritually, meditating, I don't know. Be a well-rounded, good person. And those things definitely help. Okay. So that's going to be it. That's my rant. That's the rant for today. So we finished up, not finished up, but pretty much finished up. We'll do some minor touch-ups on the blade that we see there. It's turned out pretty good. So we'll finish that up, and I'll do the varnish. We won't do a live stream on that, and we can call that one done. And then we can move on to doing the Tyranid that I talked about, and Lord knows what else I'm going to do. I still have a big axe that I need to do. I don't know if you remember the axe. Oh, you got to see the axe. I finally got into doing, seriously? Go. That one. That. There. No. Seriously? That. What is going on? Oh, I accidentally moved some stuff around. Okay, my bad. Let me show you the big axe. The big axe. This is the Omniscient axe, and this is going to be a doozy. Did a little filling on this. I need to do some sanding, but this is going to be awesome. I mean, this is going to be all kinds of Warhammer goodness. Printed this thing out. It is going to be the bomb. So yeah, this is going to be cool. That's a good size axe there. So let me see. Get some close up on it. Yeah, that is just going to turn out incredible. You can see the details on that. So yeah, and there's some other pieces that we got to put on there, but this is going to be cool. Kind of like what we ended up doing with the sword that we got up there. We also got the rifle that we printed out for Borderlands. We did some mass earlier. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff. So yeah. Back to the outro because we're going to leave you. Everybody have a good day. Hopefully like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next video. Take care. Have fun. Peace. Yeah, that's going to be some good stuff there. Good.